So we are we're on hourly. Let's check out the daily. All right. So yesterday I kind of talked about this how we see prices on the daily, right? Prices like to claim the previous day's open and closes usually, right? And you can just kind of come back and see, claimed. This has all been claimed. We've just been ranging down here, right? The bottom has been claimed. So I'm not, and we're pretty high up in this. We've kind of broken this range really on the lower time frame. So I'm anxious to see what we get, what we get by later today. I mean, it looks like here on the daily, we want a, on the kimono wave here, we want to get an oversold signal. Um, VWAP is pointing up, money flow is pointing up. So, I mean, we are looking like we could be seeing some strong momentum going up. Plus, we have the 13 moving average here, 50 moving average up here. We are bearish down here still, right? Moving averages are underneath the 50 EMA. So we could be, and now, right, we see price now above this 5 moving average. Um, I think on the lower time frames, we're going to want to really be seeing, are we holding levels of support up here? And will we move up and challenge other levels up above? Um, and again, just depending on where you're drawing these magical trend lines, we're still in this trend. Okay. If you're drawing it like this, we're still in it. We're still in it. If you're drawing it like, I think it was like this, how the other people were drawing it. Yeah, something like this. We busted through it, right? And now we want to come up and hey, there is a lot, like this is a strong level of resistance right up here. Like, I mean, it's been resistance here, been resistance over here, it's been support. And so I'm looking for maybe some sort of action up at this line. Maybe by the time price gets up here, it's also where the 50 EMA is, and we get a move back down. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know. Anyways, it looks like we could be seeing higher numbers before we start seeing some lower ones. That's what the daily's kind of showing me here. Because yeah, again, price really extended away from the 50 EMA. Price like so is return to the 50 EMA, pull back, return, pull back, kind of type deal. Still in our bearish market as we are still below the 200 moving average. So, I mean, look, I mean, really, if you just look at this, like, I'm anxious to see.
Just look at
Would
it.
you just look at this? Would you look at it? We are in still just a massive freaking range here that we've been in since middle of June, since we came down here. And so we're also, something to note. It's like the top of this range is really right around here. You and this is using volume to kind of call these levels here, but it's here. And I would also, but we already have a line that's basically there, so I'm not going to put one there, but I will put one right above it because it looks like we have a node right there in here. So I mean, this marks out our ranges here, okay? And I'm yeah, I'm expecting. Hey, I think we can come back up here and challenge the top before we start coming back down to the bottom of this massive range, essentially. Um, I'm thinking that yeah, because it's just guys, we're in a bear market, so I'm thinking like a bear, right? I'm not gonna sit here and think that we're gonna just that we've reached the bottom. I'm not gonna say that because we're in a bear market. The price is below the 200 moving average. 50 moving averages below the 200. Everything to us right now is telling us that we are in a bear market. We should expect prices to go down. That's it. That's what we're doing here. I again relief though. We're getting a pullback from this drop, and so and these are the levels I'm really looking out for price to return to before we start getting that pullback to lower lows. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's just not. I mean, even the 200 is down below this is an 800 moving average, which I really don't pay attention to mostly. But I mean, it's probably pretty significant when the 200 crosses down below it. Yeah, and I don't really usually pay attention to it because it's just a massive uh, moving average, right? It's like a great granddaddy moving average kind of there. Today, what could be going on today? Now, there are things to keep in mind. There's like I forget. There's a report coming out today. If it hasn't came out already, then we also have a Fed meeting tomorrow at Jackson Hole, I believe. So, but every time Powell speaks, it seems like number goes up. Am I wrong? So I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe we get a bounce from him spewing out some words in a microphone, and then we get a number go up. You know what I mean?
It's programmed. Is that what you're saying?
Dude, it has been. I'm always kind of like, I don't understand. I don't know. I just don't know how the psychology works with all that, and how people take. I don't know. Basically, markets move in what they think the Fed is going to do. Right? It's not like a. I think as long as it just is in line with what everyone was expecting, what would happen, people will just those keep going up. It'll pop. It'll move forward. Because I think what everyone's expecting here is that interest rates are going to continue to probably rise. There's going to be all this data that kind of creates this argument to continue increasing it. Why? Because the economy's still just fired up. It's still pumping, and they need to bring it down to bring inflation down. Blah blah blah. So they're right, and really the only tool they got is to increase interest rates and all this kind of type stuff. So we'll see. I'm just kind of like it. I'm not. I think what a lot of people are calling this, right? It's bear rally essentially. And to me that kind of that makes sense. I'm not quite sure, right? So it's we're
Until we see otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. So again, I'm just following what the chart tells me, guys, and it tells me right now that we extended from the 50 MA. We've hit trend line, and we expect number to go up until it challenges those other moving averages or some other levels. Then we'll see what's happening to the charts when it gets there. Let's move on to ETH. 3%, bro. 3% up. It's killing it right now. I am in a position on ETH. I thought and disclosure, it was an accident that I actually got in this position. I just kind of kept it. I had my alert on, and I have the bot hooked up to the alert, and I forgot to turn it off, and it dinged and went on. I was like, all right, this ain't. It's not the greatest position, but like, I'll stick in it. Seems like numbers going to go up. So there you go. So, that's how I got into this one, and because I was really waiting for a stronger pullback, and well, let me go to the hourly, and I'll kind of show you guys what kind of happened here. Where are my? Okay, there they are. So essentially, I got in. Was it like around here? No, it must have been up here. It was like the 15. I forget what alert I had on it or whatnot. I forget what was going on, but I like it was like the 15-minute or something, and the prices was up here. It goes off and gets me in a position, and I was waiting on the hourly for a pullback to this trend level, right? Because this is kind of new trend that we were just forming, and also challenge the moving average. Well, I got in the position. I watched this pullback, and I'm like, whatever. Obviously, I wish I would have waited, like I'd planned to, but I was like, I'll stick into it because we'll probably get higher prices anyway. So that's what happened. Yeah, so I'm expecting just to kind of continue this little trend here. Um, I mean, the kimono wave here on the hour looks pretty lame. I mean, the waves pinching in, that's not good. Money flow is kind of coming down. VWAP looks like it's coming down. So I might actually exit this trade here, just take my profits, or I might just actually wait and hold on to it and not really exit until it starts to show me it's breaking this trend. Um, I'm not, and then, or then, because if it comes down back to this trend, I might just put more into my long. If I see signs that, hey, yeah,
Like
the trend,
DCAN.
we're gonna be coming back up. Because levels up here on ETH, right? So here's the trend level that we broke a while ago, last week, right? And we're seeing, and so basically these are levels of oh man, what happened to it? I guess I must have deleted it. Oh no, here it is. Okay, so here is my um fixed range, right? Or volume, fixed range volume profile, right? I never get the order of that right. I'm like fixed range volume, fixed volume range, range volume, fixed,
I know.
one of those.
I always just call it the
It's
point of control
Yeah, well,
because I
so I
can't
have
remember.
levels marked out. So we have the point of control that's right here. All right, and then we have right this node here. The nodes are usually, those are hot points, right? And that node represents a nice strong support that was here. Up here, we have this, the volume ends here. So I have a level here, which also support and resistance. And then up here, I found some nodes that I marked. So basically, I mean, and it kind of makes sense, right? It goes with the trend. And like I was saying, what usually happens once we break the trend, price then comes, challenges the trend, and gets rejected from it. So that's what we are in. Well, and I'm just saying that because we are in the bear market. I'm expecting prices to reject downward from these kind of levels. So it's yeah, and it's lining up. I mean, we have 200 EMA up here still. It could take a while. It might take a little bit, but I could totally see, right, price comes down, comes up, right, and challenges. That kind of went up a little bit more, comes up, and maybe it doesn't actually like get up to the trend, or maybe it comes up more aggressively, right, and challenges it before getting a rejection down. But I mean, it's looking like I could totally see this um getting rejected up here, because there's a lot of levels of resistance up here. um and I yeah, and I was also looking at heat maps too, right up here. Oh no, this is Ethereum. I'm sure it's probably very similar to Bitcoin, but like at the top of this pump here, there is a shit ton of liquidations. A lot more liquidations sitting up here. Those are long liquidations sitting right up here, and then lots of short liquidations sitting right down here. So it seems to me like we could probably see a nice price shoot up, maybe even get higher highs, right? That's what
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me at all. Because look, the trend could keep going, and we could challenge this trend. Wait, all the way up here, right? Confluence, trend level. We have a 200 moving average before we start heading back down. And so that's what I'm looking at, right? It looks like there's a lot of key levels up here, liquidation levels, lots of juicy stuff up above.
Mhm.
That's why I'm expecting prices to continue to keep moving up. And on the daily, um, right, look at this money flow, looking beautiful, growing VWAP aggressively, coming back down over on the other side. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. looking pretty good for the meantime, right? We could have a couple days of like this pumping. Maybe it moves during the weekend too, and then before we start really seeing a rejection. But really the last few days we've been really waiting for it to break this range, and as you can see, we definitely we got candle closed above it. This one scared me a little bit, but we still closed above it, and then here we are today. Pumping. So maybe, hey, I would love to just see a nice giant green candle to like just consume this red vector candle, right? This is a bunch. This is the market makers going long. All right, so they're gonna want to have the price return to these levels so they could take their profits. All right, vice versa. Market makers going short. They're gonna want to take the prices down and take their profits. Now they already took profits here. We've already came down, consumed this candle. That one's done. We're not going to see. It doesn't matter. This candle is done. This candle, on the other hand, vector candle's done. We haven't come back down to this level. We still have some levels left on this one. I mean, it doesn't now. Yeah. Anyways, these are just levels that you're expecting the price to return to because that's where the market makers are where we can see, hey, all right, we're saying that market makers are going long. We likely will see prices come back up to these levels so they can take their profits. That's what that's saying. All right. Any others that we should take a look at? We have big winners. Ape Watch. Let's check it out. Ape Watch.
DeKensis said he predicts 10 giant green dildos through the weekend back to 2.1K. That's pretty much, you guys are on the same page there, but where you're not on the same page is that he says that you're always just taking profits and you're never hugging and holding. He says you should cuddle it a little. You're not cuddly enough, bro.
I think my wife would be jealous and upset if I cuddled with
Let's get him like a little ETH pillow that he can cuddle, that he can sleep with at night.
So weird.
It's DeKensis.
I know. I do take profits. It's in the name, and I've learned to take profits because whenever I don't, number go down. So I take profits. Yes. And yeah. Anyways, I mean, Ape here. Moving on. Okay, Ape. It's looking like we could be seeing actually a decent bounce here. I mean, here on the kimono, we've got an oversold signal down here on our RSI. We bottomed out, so when it's down here, we're looking for longs. Okay, so yeah, definitely in a nice spot to be looking for longs. We do have moving out right that the 13 and the 5 moving average is below the 50. All right, and so we're expecting. Right, we'll see reactions on these moving averages. And when we get up to the 50, I'm expecting a bounce down. And are there confluence of levels up here that we should like? This looks like an important level right here of resistance. So